Hey guys, Drifter here. I know Call of Duty is in vogue right now, but I wanted to talk about Teamfight Tactics Set 10 because I think it's nothing shy of brilliant, because the entire theme for this set is just music, and everything in the set services that singular theme, and it all works together so very well. And I think it works well for League of Legends because they've had a strong emphasis on music in their game since the very beginning. This was initially just with the dancing emote, which every character has continued to use since the very beginning of League of Legends in like 2012. Eventually they started releasing soundtracks, singles, music videos, most of which were absolute bangers, growing into imaginary bands like KDA and Heartsteel. They get their premium World song every year. They get stuff by Dio, by Imagine Dragons, by lots of other popular artists. And I gotta tell you, Riot Games does so good at this that if MOBAs ever become unpopular, they could still probably make good money just releasing music, because I swear they almost never miss. And Teamfight Tactics Set 10, which as a side note, I was hoping it was going to be Set X like Jason X, but that's just me. Set 10 takes advantage of all of the unique League of Legends musics that have been released over the last several years, such as KDA, Heartsteel, True Damage, some of the more punky songs with Vi and Jinx. You've got Pentakill, which is roughly analogous to metal, and along with other more traditional genres, emo, etc. And you'll feel it right from the get-go. As soon as you get into the arena, it's like a giant DJ board. Your champion augments come from an enormous boombox. Some of the augments are even music-specific, or puns on music for that matter. And the biggest new mechanic that you now play around is having a headliner unit. The headliner, being the main attraction for the show that you're putting on and what everybody's paying to come see, is instantly 2-starred. They get multiple traits, which can be vary a little bit by headliner, and every headliner gets a bonus ability, and this is kind of like a milder version of picking the dragons from set, I think it was set 7 where we had the dragons. Those were pretty unpopular. It's a similar thing, but much milder, and I think it actually works pretty well because you have your headliner and the rest of the team, you're building a band or several bands, a show to back up the headliner. And one thing that I love about this set is the actual in-game music changes depending on what synergies and characters you're playing. For example, in this level, I have regular old Heartsteel and really nothing else going on that changes the music, so you can take a listen. And then if I add in any of the other genres or bands, the music will change, like this. Sometimes it's just adding new synergies that does this, sometimes it's adding new units. A lot of times the gold units, like adding Jhin or Kayn, because they have sort of unique abilities, automatically changes the music. And if you want to, if you're a complete psychopath, you can just build your team around your favorite League of Legends music. And it's a little bit mix and match too. You could go True Damage Country, you could go EDM Emo, you could go Punk KDA, and not just the two combos. You can have like Punk KDA Disco. There's so many vastly different permutations, and it seems to give the higher degree of musical focus on what you have the most synergies of, or the most powerful units. So there are literally hundreds of musical permutations that you create in this set, and every game that you play not only will look unique and play unique, but sound unique. So I think that's really cool. I think it's brilliant. And all of the abilities and animations are also pretty much just music themed. There's a lot of beats, a lot of bars, a lot of disco balls, a lot of, sound waves moving around and stuff like that. And what I really like about this set, what I've almost been repetitive on here because it's so concise, is that everything works to service this one cohesive experience. Both the characters, the music, the animations, the design, the portals, the worlds, the background noises, the everything all comes together to service this, you creating a band of people that aren't necessarily killing each other, but it's more like battle of the bands. and it makes one really fun experience. I can't say that about every set in Teamfight Tactics. Some of the sets have been radically different, or I should say the traits in the sets have been radically different from each other. I feel like it's a little bit unfair to say that they feel smashed together in the Portals set, which we're just now leaving, because that's how it was supposed to be. The Portals were all the worlds smashing together, but even before that, it could be kind of disjointed. The characters' skins and attributes wouldn't really have a unifying theme. They would just pull in Pulsefire this, or Astral that, or Cybernetic this, just to kind of get something going on that was convenient for balancing, that had some kind of logic to it. Very rarely was there a true theme. I think the space one was a little bit more thematic, and the dragons weren't very thematic outside of the dragons. This time, every single aspect of the set has all been re-engineered only to emphasize the music, and I, for one, am all here for it. I'm a little bit sad that they don't have any retro wave. That's kind of, as you've seen some of the musical videos, which we'll probably link down there below in the description. Retro wave is my most listened to genre, stuff like Gunship and Carpenter Brute and stuff like that. They don't have any retro wave. They do have 8-bit, and 8-bit and video game music kind of go hand in hand with retro wave. They're kind of close, so I would say that could kind of work, but I'm missing a few genres. But the cool thing is, what I'm hoping for is set 10.5 is the same kind of theme, but they just pull in like 5 or 6 different musical genres, so we get more stuff to mix and match and experience, and I think that's going to be very fun. One thing I can't speak on, though, however, is the actual balance of the game. First of all, because it's in PvE, and I don't really play a whole lot in the beta environment because it changes a whole lot, and I don't like having to unlearn things once I've learned them. So there's a lot of things that will change before launch, but on top of that, I don't think I'm good enough to have an opinion. I am a platinum peasant that's been trying to break into diamond. I only play 1 or 2 games a day because ooh is me, hand problems or whatever. So I'm not really up there with all of the, challenger elo streamers, or the guys that play 40 games a day, or the people that probably have only played strategy games throughout their life and have only recently moved into TNT, and they have this big tool set by which to judge strategy games. I don't have any of that. I'm just kind of like a casual fan. I'm just a guy that plays and has some fun. So I couldn't tell you, just based on the public beta environment, if this set's going to be amazingly balanced, or if it's going to be completely broken, or if certain things are going to be OP, or if everybody's going to be bug abusing. I genuinely don't know, and I don't want to have opinions about things that I don't know about. One thing I do know, and that I can tell you with a great deal of confidence, is that the musical theme is great. And it's fun, and I really hope that whatever happens for set 10, they apply this same kind of logic. It just seems like the stars align to make everything fit together, and I'm really happy with that. Whoever came up with this idea absolutely deserves a promotion, because I haven't seen anything like it in TFT, and rarely do I see anything like it in other video games as well. Well guys, that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something useful. And I would end with don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, but instead I'll tell you there are links down there below to some of my favorite songs, some stuff about the musical journey I've been going on. And I hope that some of you do try out the strategy game Teamfight Tactics. I realize this is mostly a COD channel with some opinion stuff, and putting in strategy games is pretty new, but the game is very fun. I play it a lot, and I would encourage anybody to check it out.